here next to us. He's a fellow Gooner, so that's fine. I'm comfortable. I feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Usually I'm surrounded by Man United, or we get Man United supporters. We've had Liverpool supporters or whatever. Everyone's just anti-Arsenal.
I'm actually outnumbered in this chat.
It's the majority.
Of course, bro.
Man, I'm feeling strong. You know what I mean? I've got the army behind me today. Yeah? So I've got Aaron. So welcome, Aaron. Welcome to the back page.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, man. I don't even know where to start. Like, obviously, you're an Arsenal fan, so I say, where did you fall in love, or what moment was it where you fell in love with Arsenal? Can you remember?
Let me guess, Thierry Henry.
Why are you saying that? It's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing.
I think mine's probably Ian Wright, you know?
That's it.
I think my first game was 1992.
Yeah.
Sheffield Wednesday Coca-Cola Cup.
Yeah.
You get me?
Wow. He knows his facts.
Yeah. So, bro, you get me? So that stuck in me. I still got the paper ticket of when I won everything. Yeah, man, the program and that. So for me there, I'm seeing Ian Wright, and you get me, it's a man that looks like me, you feel me? So for me, he was just like, he had charisma. Even on the pitch, I remember him like trying to get the fans up and singing and stuff and like that. I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And from there, it's just been an up and down love
and down,
story.
It's been a roller coaster for us.
A mad roller coaster.
It has. I mean, for you, like, how was it for you going through, like, obviously us having the success, you know, winning the double, going unbeaten, having Wenger come in, like, to now, like, how do you feel like the transition? Because there's certain kids out there that haven't really seen Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? They're the new generation. They ain't seen Arsenal bang. Like, they just think Arsenal's a dead team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's certain kids that they don't put respect on our name, but, you know, we was kind of like one of the pioneers in terms of when Wenger came in and he started introducing, like, nutrition and, you know, training, sleeping and whatever. Now that's a must. That's like a necessity for any pro club. So, like, how do you feel, like, in terms of, like, going through that whole transition?
Do you know what? Yeah, I speak to my little cousins and that talk to me about City and, you know what I mean, Liverpool now. And I'm like, what is going on? But I think it's our job as the elders to kind of educate them on that. Like, we got educated on the Pelés, the Maradonas. We never got to see them, but you get me, our uncles, our dads, whoever, the male figures taught us about those kind of footballers. So it's on us to teach them about the Bergkamps, about the Ian Wrights, about what Wenger done in football. And so I think the glory times will come back. I think every team needs to go through this. Like, as much as we're praising Liverpool now, they went years without doing anything. Yeah, like, do you know what I mean?
Nearly 30 years.
So
is that right, Sammy?
So we just got to be patient. I know, like, as I said, Wenger was there for a very long time, and it's going to be very difficult to kind of take his DNA out of the club in order to allow someone else's DNA to be in there. So it's I think we kind of went down. We tried to look at Man United. I think Man United done everything wrong, but it was the first club to do it, so they had no blueprint to follow. Whereas we've kind of looked at Man United's blueprint and thought, nah, they've changed managers 3 or 4 times. They've got no consistency. They're still in a period of transition. We can't be in that transition for 7, 8, 9 years. Do you understand? So we've looked at it. We've looked at Emery and thought, he's not a massive manager like everyone was telling us to, but we have to understand that we weren't gonna ever get the funds that a big manager needed in order to revamp the squad. So we needed a manager that could work with the kids, could work with the players that he already had in terms to improve them. It didn't quite work with Emery. You know, Emery fan.
Oh, I hated him.
Them ad-libs.
Nah, I didn't like him at PSG. I didn't like him when he came.
A lot of Arsenal fans, when he first came, you guys were saying,
don't put
Emery,
you guys. That was not this one. Check my timeline.
Sure.
There's no Emery love there.
Okay.
He came and he
was doing things.
He done a little bit. He done a little bit. Like, he galvanised the squad.
I give him that. Yeah, the passion thing.
Yeah, he galvanised the squad. But I think in terms of his tactics, in terms of how he prepared for each opponent, that wasn't there. And I think what we're seeing it's a bit of the same with Arteta. Like, he's kind of galvanised the squad, but what we're now looking at, we're not going to look at that. We're going to look at other little aspects of his management now. And so I'm seeing how he sets up the teams for certain teams. I'm seeing that he's prepared to take Ozil off if it's not fitting right. Do you understand? He's not afraid to make big decisions. He's not afraid to drop someone. He's not afraid to sub them. And I think that is what Arsenal need. I think Arteta will be good for this club.
I think so as well.
If given the players, though.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he needs the right players as well.
Yeah, he needs backing.
He needs a backing, man. He needs a backing.
I like the way he's doing certain things, like the way his tactics, because I think that's the difference. With Emery, it felt more like he was literally changing the team every week for the players, where I feel like Arteta, he's tactically doing it, but it stays the same. Like, the changes are kind of there because obviously we're playing certain people, but he's not chopping and changing everything, so everyone's looking confused. I think that's the difference as well. It's like, I just feel like with Emery, it was just like a cannon fire and just kind of like see what happens this week.
I agree.
No, it's true. I think, I mean, like, for me, Emery, he came in, like you said, he galvanised it, but I don't know, I kind of asked the question, is it a thing where when we went on that little unbeaten run or something like that, like 18 games or something like that, we was getting gas, but was that because of the players or was that because of Emery? Do you know what I mean? Was it a thing where the players were like, like, we've got one win under our belt, let's go for another one, or was it a thing where Emery actually done really well? Like, we have to say hats off to him, no?
It's confidence, though.
Yeah.
It's confidence. I think, don't forget, we had Wenger they got tired and bored of the same old thing. So when someone comes with something new, automatically you take to it. Even if you don't necessarily agree with it, you take to it until it's proven wrong. Do you understand? And I think that's what the players done. So where they were performing at maybe 60%, they might have then started performing at 80, 90% because it's a new man telling a new thing. Do you understand? And I think that's what he couldn't sustain. We could see in his second season that the players just didn't want to play for him anymore. And we started to see the Wenger-esque performances, do you understand? So, and that's not even a disrespect to Wenger, because I think he's a fantastic manager, but the last 5-6 years of his tenure just weren't acceptable.
To be honest, I'd say even the Emery, the end of its thing was even worse than the last part of Wenger's one. Because I feel like it was with Wenger, at least you could see we were crap, but we were still building and attacking. You knew for a fact, if we lose, it's not going to be like we lost 1-2, like horrible. We would score, but it's still nonsensical and all that stuff in the back. But I feel like with Emery, he more or less found a way to make our defence worse, and then found a way to make the attack worse, and then the midfield was just the midfield.
Definitely.
But moving on, like, I know you went back to what you said, that you said that Ian Wright's like your favourite player. Have you always been like an Arsenal fan? Have you always been going to games? Because I know like you're a big fan, but have you always been going to games since you've been young? Like, when did that start for you?
Yes, as I said, 92 was my first game. And it was sporadically, like my dad and my uncle were season ticket holders.
Okay.
So when one of them couldn't make it, I would take the spare ticket and stuff like that. And so, and also my school was right next to Highbury.
Okay.
So sometimes in terms of like after school clubs, they'll do competitions whereby you could win like a ticket to what they would call the Carabao Cup now, but that sort of competition, and go and watch them play. So I was always like obsessed with going to see them. And then obviously once I got to the age where I could do it on my own, that's what I started to do.
So you're a season ticket holder now? Wicked. Sorry, go.
So that was my thing. I think I even worked at Emirates. So like when I was like 17, when they first built the stadium, I worked for like a company called DNC where you do all the cooking and that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Never done any cooking. Like, you get me? I was watching the game. You get me? You get me? That's one of the reasons why I got sacked. Like, I was just constantly, I just wanted to watch the game, but I just wanted to be in the stadium just for the vibe and everything else. You get me? So it's always kind of centered around that. And then, as you said, put my name on the waiting list, got a season ticket. Then obviously meet a few people through that. And then we started going to away games, and it's totally different. Like the atmosphere is totally
That's
different.
what I was like. Literally, one of the questions I was going to ask you is like, how do you feel like, obviously you get the best, well not the best of both worlds, but you get to taste both sides. So you're at home at the Emirates, and you know I work at the Emirates, so I know how the atmosphere can be, how it should be, but sometimes it's not like that. Do you know what I mean? Compared to how I always hear, like when you go to away games, just everyone is just united, everyone's together. Like how is it for you, like when you're going away?
Do you know what? It's a lot more of the hardcores that go to away games. You get quite. I'm not trying to say the posh people aren't hardcores, but you get that type of people that don't want to chant. They just want to sit there, watch and enjoy the game. It's a different type of type of crowd that goes to away games. And with that being said, like everyone that you see at an away game, you normally see at other away games. So you build that kind of reputation, familiarity, and it's an excellent vibe. Like even we went to Chelsea the other day, and obviously no one was expecting us to come away with anything, and like we come out crazy. That's probably the best atmosphere I've been to in years. Seriously, like it was absolutely mad.
Well, away atmosphere in general.
Now, the home for atmosphere. But you know what? Home atmosphere is always rubbish though. Like people always talk about, certain clubs have a good home. Like anywhere I've gone, I've never been actually to like Anfield. I won't even lie, Anfield, but it's a big game though. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I want to ask, because like people talk about Highbury and there was an atmosphere at Highbury. I want to ask, like, what's the difference between them days and like now? What do you think?
Firstly, it's a type of people that can afford to go. Secondly, the fans were kind of grouped together in terms of all the loud fans were in one section, and once you move to Emirates, everyone's season tickets got dispersed all around the stadium, so they don't all sit together no more. So even when you go there now, you got pockets of fans that in all sections that want to shout, but I think what they need to concentrate on is getting those fans that do want to sing, that are very vocal, to sit together and make it a better atmosphere. Because I think even if you make it just one stand that is really loud and boisterous, I think it can kind of consume the whole stadium. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I look at when you go to like stadiums abroad, you've got one main like stand that is singing, but it transmits throughout all the other stands. You understand? Like even Dortmund's Yellow Wall, like that's amazing. But it's only them that sing, or not even only them, but they start off every single song, and then other stands can kind of like. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's what needs to be brought over here, and it goes for all. It's like it's all stadiums. Like people always want to say, Emirates, but it's not just Emirates. Like as I said, Chelsea the other day they were poor. I went Bournemouth again in midweek. They were poor again. Like I think home fans are just comfortable just sitting there.
You know what I feel like part of the problem is ticket prices. The fact that ticket prices are increasing. So you're kind of like marginalising the kind of people that do want to watch football. So you have more of the people that can actually afford it, that can actually watch a game. Because like what's the lowest ticket price in a Premier League match? Like you can't get anything for below like £60. Like
it depends.
As a fan about ticket pricing for Arsenal.
Well, they've introduced something for away fans, which all tickets are £30. So no matter who you're playing, it's £30 for a ticket.
Wow.
So and that's for everything. So
I think that's good.
It's the travel. It's the other
away
thing.
to like Chelsea, it's still £30.
Still £30.
It's the other bits that people don't. It's like because I don't know. Like for me, it's like I ain't got the time for me because obviously with my job, I'm working from 9 to 5 or whatever. By the time I get home, it's too late for me to go to an away game. I would love to go to an away game, but it's just the timing. And then when I think about fans like you, the dedicated fans that will literally go Manchester, they go Sheffield and I'm like, raw. Like, how do you lot have the time, the money to do that? And then you go back to work. Some of you in work the next day, like the next morning. It's just crazy.
Knackered. That's what it is. Like, seriously, coming back from Bournemouth, I didn't get home till like 2:00, 2:30.
What?
So it was like 2.5 hour drive, but then you got the traffic and everything else. So it's a long, and then I had to be at work for 8:00 in the morning. So
that's crazy.
Like it's a mad commitment that fans put in, and that's why I think fans need to be heard when it comes to important decisions that not just the FA but football are making, because we are the people that are there.
Yeah.
We are the people that it affects.
Yeah.
So even things like VAR, like sometimes when VAR incidents happen, like I remember at Crystal Palace I was there, Aubameyang got sent off. It came through to my WhatsApp that he got sent off before the fans in the stadium knew.
Serious?
Do you understand? So like I'm having to take out my phone, looking at my phone.
Yeah.
Why is that happening though?
Yeah.
Like as a fan that's in the stadium, I should be the first to know, and then you understand. Like it's all a bit mad, but yeah, as I said, going back to your question, ticket prices are crazy. Like I think for the Cat A game, so for Arsenal that will be Chelsea, Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool. £64 is the cheapest ticket in Emirates. £64.
That's in the nosebleeds.
And when you're talking about £64, rare to get them tickets. Very, very rare. Then you're talking about over £100, £90, £100. That is very pricey for 90 minutes. For 2 hours of fun, do you know what I'm saying? So as you said, they are marginalising fans, and I think something does need to be done about that. But I don't think it will be.
Yeah, but I feel like it's important that something is done, because like the people that can go to those matches are probably more like older people, but the younger generation, like let's say like a 17-year-old or something like that, because I'm guessing you probably started to fund your own like tickets, like probably from the age of 16 or something like that. Like a 16-year-old now to go for one game and spending £100, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not feasible. It's not
so we're kind of changing the kind of, I don't know where football is gonna go in a couple of years, like how people are actually gonna be fans of football.
No,
it's
definitely rich. It's very, very difficult, and that's why like I've got like my own channel and I try to run competitions for young people that have never experienced Emirates. I'll give them free tickets. You understand? Like paid for by myself, just so that they can come and experience what we're experiencing. You know what I mean?
So what's your channel talk about? Your channel?
So it's just called The Mob. So like it's just the free fans that I normally go on like Arsenal Fan TV with. Like we just kind of dedicate our Instagram page to just showing about. So like if we're traveling to a game, we'll just have like us in the car running joke, whatever. Then couple clips from the game, interview after the game. If transfer news is happening, we talk about that. And again, as I said, it's just to interact with other Arsenal fans. Like there's a lot of American fans in there that will ask me questions. People from Africa, people from Asia, and it's just about talking, because everyone's a fan, and there's this kind of misconception that if you don't go to games, if you're not from England, like you're not a real fan. I don't really agree with that.
I don't like that. That's dumb.
It's a stupid misconception. So like these people, some of these Americans are staying up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch Arsenal.
Dedication.
To understand, like there's not a lot of people in England that will stay up at 4 a.m. to watch an Arsenal game. Do you know what I mean? So you have to give them credit. Do you know what I mean? So that's like what my channel's really about. You understand?
I like that. And like even talking about your channel, and then looking at the whole aspect of Arsenal Fan TV, how do you think that's impacted you? Like, because obviously you've been going to games for a long time. You've probably seen the emergence of Arsenal Fan TV and the fact that it's given fans the voice or the platform to talk. Like, how do you feel about it all? Okay, let me sit up for this.
You know what? Yeah.
Go on.
Be honest, please.
Yeah, be honest, please. Be honest.
I love them lot to death. I swear to you, I love them. And I've been on their channel numerous times.
Yeah. Because I've seen you on it still.
But
There it is.
Okay.
I do feel that there's a lot of idiots that go on there for the fame.
Okay.
That is my issue. So like even the other day I saw an Arsenal fan, supposed Arsenal fan, he chucked his season ticket.
My man.
That was a lie.
And he he went viral.
Do you understand? Now, I have never seen that person at the Emirates. I'm not saying that he doesn't go to games, but I've never seen him before.
Yeah.
So for you to do that, don't forget, chucking your season ticket away. A season ticket is like the holy grail, you understand? Like, you can't do that. So to chuck it away on, like, you're only doing that for effect. You're only doing that so you can go viral. And then from then, I've seen him at away games. I saw him at Crystal Palace. I saw him at Crystal Palace, which is notoriously one of the hardest games to get to, And he's there. And I'm thinking, are you only here because you've gone viral? Has someone from Arsenal Fan TV now sorted you out the ticket because like you built them up so many views? So I think that's where it comes from with a lot of like the old school Arsenal fans, is that they feel that a lot of that negative press that comes with Arsenal Fan TV is then rewarded with like tickets to games, and they've got kind of like a mini celebrity status. Like you'll see them in the stadium all taking pictures, and I've got no problem with that. I proper don't have no problem with that. But then when you see idiots like this guy that threw his season ticket away and people asking him to take pictures, you're thinking, what's he done? Who is he? Who is this guy that he should have that kind of... Do you know what I mean? Like, as I said, I've never seen him at a game before that day. I've never seen him at a game. And it's not to say he doesn't go to games, but I've just never seen him. But now I see him. Do you know what I mean?
Visibility's there.
See that whole thing with Robbie, was it Everton?
Away when they're going at him.
Like how
they turned against him, isn't it?
How did you feel about that? And like what was, you know, I don't know how to even word it, but it just seemed like foolishness, really.
People have their opinions on it, like, and you can't. I understand it. As I said, when you're rewarding stupidity, there has to be a backlash to that. Because when Wenger was doing stupidness, Arsenal fans turned against him. So if you now bring someone else that's going to show Arsenal in a bad light, you have to go against them. And I think what Robbie has tried to do, in essence, is give fans their voice. But I think Troops and DT have made it. They're all right for themselves. They've done all right for themselves, you understand? But other people now coming want to do the same. I think they can't do what them two have done. So it needs to just be pure, if you get what I'm saying. It needs to be, just have your opinion, go home. Do you understand? Don't try and do too much. Don't try and become famous, and I don't like all of that. So that's what I think fans' frustration is coming from, is that they're rewarding stupidity.
But do you think it's right for them to attack Robbie though?
But they didn't attack him, they didn't physically touch him.
Well, not like that, but as in that, just the abuse that.
I feel like they're on him.
With great power comes great responsibility.
For me, when Troops said stuff about Bellerin, for example, that wasn't monitored. That wasn't. He never said don't abuse him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Arsenal Fan TV, most of their views come from negative stuff that Arsenal fans are saying about our team. So if we can say that about our own team, why can't we say that about them? Do you understand? So that's what it is. Like them lot are making enough money, and them lot are big enough, ugly enough, and to take care of themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? So take care of yourself. People are allowed to have an opinion, and it's not going to be the same opinion as they have. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I was going to say that, but it's like, I get the negativity towards AFTV. It is what it is. People can say what they want. The issue is though, because the hypocrisy is very strong. Because the fans who were doing madness to Xhaka, who boo constantly all over the place. They're not doing the same thing in a more direct thing. Because you could say Arsenal Fan TV put it on the internet, but then it's like, you men are doing madness for the world to see on TV. Not everyone watches Arsenal Fan TV. I probably assume more people are watching the game. So it's like, you man are going ham on players, on tactics or whatever, managers, whether you like them or not. You're booing, you're calling them this, that and the third. Like, you can't really justify going after Robbie or Troops or DT or all these men who are on the channel. But then you're doing a madness on the players, you at them directly. You go to the Instagram, you'll go to the pictures or follow their cars, whatever it is, and it's like, you can't have both. You can't be having your high horse doing all, you can't be on Arsenal Fan TV, but then you're doing a madness in these situations.
But I think that's mostly kids though. When I see the Instagram,
I'm seeing grown men doing it.
No, you know what? Yeah, when I see the Instagram post, and I'm seeing people writing underneath foolishness, like as Xhaka said, he was getting abused, like his child was getting abused. I only really see kids doing that.
Yeah, the Instagram stuff. Yeah, but I'm talking about the stadium stuff and the
stadium stuff. The stadium, it's entertainment. It's entertainment. What we're doing is watching entertainment, and we're allowed to critique it.
Yeah, I have no issue. But I'm saying don't
booing. The thing with the Xhaka incident as well, he wasn't booing him. directly. We was booing the fact that we're trying to win the game and you're strolling off the pitch. Hurry up and come off the pitch.
Don't get me wrong, I get that. But it's also, my whole thing is, you're doing that and you're within your rights to go at him for taking his time doing it. But it's like, technically, everyone on Arsenal Fan TV have the right to express themselves. So it's like, don't get all high and mighty when you're doing it there and then they're doing it there.
They're making a fortune by doing that as well. So that's where
people have jobs though. These people probably selling scarves outside as well.
Do you know,
they're making money.
With the Arsenal Fan TV thing, yeah, like you said, the match is actually entertainment. The content that these lot are putting out is entertainment as well. So I feel like they are doing right for actually giving the fans a voice to speak. And yeah, they also are highlighting the negatives by posting like negative comments and all that kind of stuff and things. But that's entertainment. But there's also positive stuff as well.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, I mean, I think it's just a question of what outweighs. Like, is it the good that outweighs like the positive of giving the fans a voice, or the little like negative stuff of people like trying to actually build a name or brand for themselves?
I just think that where it's gone to now, there is no coming back from it.
But then the same thing, fans. Okay, yeah. But the same thing can be said about like all these radio stations, TalkSport, 5 Live, with fans going on there as well, trying to just, I don't know.
But the thing is, you see the difference with TalkSport. I totally agree with you with the TalkSport thing. But the thing about TalkSport is you won't see the same fans every single week.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
And they now don't become, whoever's talking on TalkSport, they don't now become a figure that you can say, oh, this is him.
Okay.
Do you understand?
There's that guy who's like always red. There's like a guy who's got a really round head who seems to be like always.
What, on TalkSport?
Yeah.
It's
like a bunch of them.
No, but he's talking about the actual people that call in.
Actual people that call in. So they don't ever become figures. Whereas Troops has become a figure because blood clot this and you understand? He's become a figure. DT's become a figure. And when you're talking about Arsenal, sometimes their name gets brought into it. They're not Arsenal. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're just two fans of Arsenal, but they shouldn't be in the same conversation as Arsenal.
Fair. I would say
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that, but it's also the kind of like, it's reductive, but it's like if Arsenal were playing better, then Troops' name wouldn't be coming out.
I agree. I totally agree with you. But as I said, when fans feel that someone's making money off of negativity, when you have players coming out and saying that it's negatively harming the squad in terms of morale and stuff like that, it's a problem.
I will say though, there because I don't watch Arsenal TV. I used to watch it before, and then they got annoying, so I just kind of stopped. But you see them about all the time. But there is that point that is like they do talk positively, but it just doesn't get as much views. So it's like people will say, "Oh, DT, Troops, or whoever else talks about Bellerin or Xhaka or whatever it is," which they do. But then they also talk positively about them when they're actually doing well, or they talk positively about Lacazette or Aubameyang or whatever it is, or Arteta, whatever it is. But you man don't want to see it. So it's like, it's there for you to see. They're talking very happy about everything else, about certain things. It's like, but you all gravitate to the negative stuff. And it's like, you can't lie when Arsenal are playing bad and then say, no, we were great. They're going to say what they're saying.
That's what he's saying now, that it's got past that point now where there's the point of no return, basically, that in terms of how Arsenal how it's been built up. People look, so even like today, we drew, 0-0, away from home. There's going to be loads of Arsenal fans and also footballing fans around the world that's going to be like, look, Arsenal Fan TV is going to be alright today because obviously didn't get the result they want.
It's what happens, isn't it? They got big. Arsenal Fan TV were one of the first ones, and more likely they are going to be the bigger ones. It sucks. Because realistically, I don't think they should be being as big as they are, but they are. But it's kind of like, it is past the point of no return, but it's like...
I like it.
Is there any way of like redeeming it or like just...
I don't think so. I genuinely think if Arsenal started to actually do a madness, and we'll actually, then you'll notice that people probably won't be talking as much about the people.